I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're speaking with Louise Lee. She is a dynamic businesswoman, author, and educator, and she has crafted enchanting narratives for young readers, drawing upon her abundant life experiences and ceaseless inner child wonder. Her latest work is called Diary of My Sheepy Adventures. It is a vibrant journey into the world of faith, love, and hope, featuring the endearing character, David the sheep. We are delighted to have Louise join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Penn Culture Solutions for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like her by subscribing to our channel. Louise, thanks so much for being our guest today on Spotlight.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Loved your book. What made you come up with this idea of a diary for this sheepy fellow named David?
I think it's inspired by Psalm 23 itself. So it is like an adventure in a dream that a boy became a sheep and an experience what it's like to be a sheep in shepherd's care. That is how the whole idea, the first book about. So altogether, actually this book is 3 books in one. Mm-hmm. The first one is David became a sheep, and he experienced life and death situation where the shepherd came to his rescue. Mm-hmm. And the second book, he became a sheep again. And this time he went into Noah's Ark and experienced the flood and came out and made many animal friends. And the third one that he experienced, he eyewitnessed the birth of Jesus at his birthplace. Yeah.
Wonderful. So this is all rooted in faith, spirituality, religion, Christianity. You said it was inspired by Psalm 23. What exactly is Psalm 23 again? You have to forgive me. I know it, but I can't remember at this moment.
Okay. Psalm 23 is about how a shepherd look after the sheep. The Lord is my shepherd.
There is nothing I shall want, correct?
Yes. And also I kind of make it in the children entire version. In children version, it's in the book, which is like a poem that read out by this Lily the sheep, a friend that David made in the story. So she recited how the shepherd had helped her, and then that is the whole Psalm 23.
Wonderful. And this is great for kids because not only it is a captivating story, but it introduces them to concepts of religion that they might not be familiar with otherwise, right?
Yeah. At certain point, like the Psalm 23, like it's a little something difficult to relate as a person. But now, when a kid now become a sheep and enter as a real animal, and especially when the sheep was like turned over at a cast position, 4 legs up, and that is actually a very dangerous position for a sheep. Yeah. If no one came to help, it will die. Right. So that David actually gone through that, and that is where the shepherd came through and helped him. That is one part that I like a lot in the story.
Absolutely, absolutely. The illustrations are wonderful as well. Tell us about working with an illustrator to get those done.
Actually, the first book I worked with the illustrator, but subsequently, actually, I planned it myself.
Wow.
I did not really work with an illustrator. Yeah, I tried, but in the end, I think it's still, I did it myself. Yeah.
Well, you're very talented. You're not only a writer, you're also an artist then, right?
Not exactly. I just like, because of the content, I kind of plan out how the illustrations should look on this side when the story goes on in this way. Then I put the characters, follow the conversation going. Yeah, so to make the book just interesting, and that's it. That's what. Nothing fantastic. I'm not an illustrator. I'm not even an artist. Yeah.
Well, I think the illustrations look great. So you did a wonderful job. That's for sure. Yeah. Is this your first time writing a children's book?
yes, you will see the book cover of my book that based on the first book I have written. That is the 2015, some years back. Yeah. So this is like a sequel to it. So in this book, there are 3 books, 3 stories. So I had to write 3 books and put them together, into one. Yes.
Wonderful. So it's accessible for kids. They can get it all in 1 volume instead of 3. The cover of the book is just fantastic. Tell us about designing that.
Yeah. So based on my first book, you see the first book there. Then you'll see the sheep came out from the page and reconnect with David again. And through the story, David has grown up from a small boy to 7 years old, 6, 7 years old at the third story, which also recorded his growth journey as a boy, and it is in the diary format. Initially, when I wrote the stories, are all in a third person describing what happened. But when I finally come out with this book, I think it is good or better to change it in the ways that I saw the thing and I experienced that, and I want to tell you this is what I saw, this is what I felt along the way, and which is that is how I call this diary of My Sheepy Adventures. So 3 stories. He became a sheep. So sheepy is something I created that term in a way. Sheepy Adventure.
Yeah, I think it's something kids would like for sure. Have you envisioned this as perhaps a animated series or a film or something?
Oh yes, it will be available in the animation. Yes, and audiobook as well.
Great.
And also the English title will have a hardback, paperback, ebook, Kindle edition, and also Spanish edition. Spanish.
Wonderful. So it'll be available to children of many cultures and in different types of learners. Some people are visual learners. They need to see a video to understand. Other people like to read it. Other people like to have the paper in their hands. Other people like to have the Kindle. Other people like to hear it. So you've got all the bases covered. So that's wonderful. So what was it like producing the animated series about Diary of My Sheepy Adventures?
I would say when I write as a story, then I have conversation, right? But when I really put it together in a book, it's almost like I'm a director of the film. I'm director of the action and all that. So I've got to plan it out and who is saying what and the emotions and the sound effect and also the action. Sometimes is it boring? It is like full of action. So will I lose the kids? That kind of thing was in my mind. So I try to make that conversation. One thing also, I would try to make it very simple. And there are some places explaining like sin, what is sin, what is salvation, and what is there are a lot of difficult terms. Even adult like us might have difficulty understanding or try to so I try to use very simple term we can explain and relate to young children. So then when I add the action, sound effect, then it becomes get them involved. That they can be part of like my like come in together with me. The kind of the things that I want to create in the whole storyline. Yeah.
Well, you succeeded. It's a great book. I think it's very informative to kids. It'll help with their spiritual connection, their religion connection, their Christianity connection. The name of the book is Diary of My Sheepy Adventures. It tells the wonderful story of a sheep named David, and it is a world that Louise has created that is filled with faith, love, and hope. It is a wonderful book. It's available in multiple formats. We have links below this interview so you can find out where to get your copy right now. Louise, thanks so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time, on Spotlight.